In this video, we're going through my top 5 tips to help you cut cards from your commander deck. Number 4 is a game changer. I'm sure we've all been there at some stage. You have an amazing idea and jump straight into your deck builder. After many hours scrolling through Scryfall, you think you've finally done it. You've found all the good cards for your deck. Your mission is complete at last. Wait, I still need to add lands? Welcome back everyone, my name's Colin. On the channel we explore the science behind deck building in Commander, so if you're into that, maybe press that delightful button below. Cutting cards in Commander often feels like a daunting task. There are so many cool effects that it's hard to restrain yourself adding new cards to your deck. Despite that, we're still limited to 100 cards. Now, there are many reasons to cut a card, and the cards which you find fun are beyond the scope of this video. Regardless, I hope I can help make the choice easier for you. These are my top 5 tips to ruthlessly cut cards. Number 1, mana curve. Now, if you don't know what a mana curve is, in essence, it's how efficiently you can use your mana each turn. A lower curve means cheaper spells and vice versa. When looking to optimize a deck, you need to double check the mana cost of your spells. If you find yourself with too many 4-drops, for example, that's probably the area you want to look when you're cutting cards. Just make sure to spread out your mana costs as much as it's practical. It sounds super obvious, but I found that if I don't double check this while I'm tuning, then it's very easy for my deck's mana curve to shift over time just without me noticing. Make sure you're including your commander in your mana curve. If you have a 3 mana commander which you always want on curve, then you probably want less actual 3-drops in the deck. At the end of the day, the most sure way is to feel out your curve over many games. Number 2, redundancy. You should always look out for redundant cards which may be great in isolation, but you never want to draw more than one of. Let's take Mana Dorks as an example. They're great for hitting your 3-drops a turn early, but generally the second one is a lot worse. Trimming redundant cards not only frees up slots in your deck, but also will improve the overall feel of your deck throughout longer games. Sometimes you might need a lot of redundancy in your deck. If you need a certain type of card every single game, then it's inevitable some games you'll draw 2. Just make sure that you actually take the time to find a number that makes sense. Number 3, don't tunnel vision. Let's say you're playing a Mizzix deck. It's very easy to tunnel vision on keeping all the instants and sorceries. It's understandable. That is what your deck's about after all. It's important though that you don't overlook a card's drawbacks purely because of its type. Genuinely consider each card's pros and cons before you come to a conclusion. I feel that a lot of players end up inadvertently undermining their decks because they're following some bizarre self-imposed restrictions while building. So please, don't fall for this trap. Number 4, categorize. Now, I touched on this in my last video, but I just cannot say it enough. You need to be categorizing your deck. Personally, I use Architect, which actually does some of the work automatically for you. When you're sifting through 100 cards, it can all become a bit of a blur. But if you have 5 or 10 distinct categories, then it makes your life so much easier. Most importantly, you can actually see the function that each card is serving in your deck. If you have a few different sub-themes going on, then being able to see which cards overlap will make a massive difference, making those last tough cuts. Personally, I've found this one of the most effective ways to eliminate dead draws. When you have everything categorized, it becomes much easier to figure out how often a given card will be useful. If a card doesn't have multiple use cases, then make sure it goes through a lot of scrutiny before making it into the final list. Genuinely, this makes building your deck feel like it's on easy mode. If you aren't categorizing, then honestly you're missing a major trick. Number 5, playtesting. At the end of the day, the only way to know for certain is to see how the deck feels. I liked goldfish decks initially to figure out what feels good and what's just too clunky. Trust me, if it feels clunky goldfishing, it will be much worse in game. Generally, it's not worth goldfishing past turn 6 or so. You're just trying to get a feel for how the deck curves out and the different interactions. Then it's time to take it into games. You can often learn a decent amount, even from just a couple of games, but harder tweaks can take a long time to feel out. Knowing the exact right number of different effects is something you can really only figure out through experience with the deck. Now, as your deck evolves, it's important to revisit these tips to make sure your list stays slick. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed, and I hope you have a fabulous day.